Hello, it's Gem Games here once again, and welcome to this new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. In this video we're going to create this smooth fade effect when we change the level, and also we are going to create this level change actor that is modular, that you can put to whatever level, and you can select the level that you want to travel to without creating a new actor for it. So yeah, let's get started. So, what we are going to do first, let's create a folder called level change or whatever. Let's open it. And here we want to create a user widget under the user interface, widget blueprint. Here, user widget. Okay, let's call this level change widget. Let's open it. And what we want to do here, we want to be on the designer, and we want to first add a canvas panel here, like this. Now we want to add an image, like this. Then let's anchor it to the whole screen, like this. Let's set all these offsets to 0, like that, so it's on the full screen basically. Now let's go to the color and opacity. Let's change the color to black. Okay, and if we want, we can rename this to be like black fade, or it doesn't matter, but yeah, you can do that if you want. Now let's create a new animation. Let's call it start anim. This animation will play when the level starts. So here we want to add a track, which is where we want to add the black fade, so the image. And here to the black fade, we want to add a render opacity track. And when the level starts, the opacity should be 1 on the start, so it's fully black. Now let's go to the time that we want to use, so 0.5 seconds, so half second. Then it should be 0, so the animation will look like this. Okay, you can make it longer or shorter if you want. Okay, and now we want to go to the 0.5 mark here, or to the end of the animation, and we want to add a new event track trigger. And here let's add a key to that event track, and let's double click that key. Now we have this new sequence event. So what we want to do here is simple as we want to remove from parent. So when the animation has played, we want to just remove this widget. Okay, let's actually compile and save just to be sure. Now let's go back to the designer. Let's create another animation, which will be called end. Oh, I cannot write end anim. And here we also want to add this black fade track. And when the level ends, it should be, oh sorry, we have to first add the render opacity, like this. Now it should be 0 on the start. And let's go to the 0.5, or to the same time that you have here, the same end time, which is 0.5 on my project. And let's go to the 0.5. Now let's set it to 1 there. So now it goes from this to fully black in 0.5 seconds. And we don't have to add any other tracks here, or like event tracks or anything like that. Okay, now let's go to the graph. And let's go to the event graph. Let's delete everything else than the event construct, which is basically the begin play of the widget blueprint. And here, what we want to do is we want to right click from here. Let's leave some space, and let's get the play animation node. So this one, let's connect it to here. And what we want to do now here, let's get the in animation, and let's get the select node. So we want to select the animation by a variable. Now let's create a new variable called end. Oh. And let's make it instance editable and expose on spawn, so we can change the variable when we are creating this widget. This is very important. Now let's get this end variable, and let's connect it to the index, which will change to the Boolean index now. Okay, so now if the end is false, so we are starting, we want to get the start animation, of course. And if the end is true, so it's ending, we want to get the end animation. Like that. Now, after this, we don't actually have to do anything here. Yeah, let's just compile. Let's save all. Let's move this next to the third person map. Like that. Now let's go to the third person map level blueprint. So from here and to the open level blueprint. And here we want to just create a begin play, event begin play. And from there we want to create widget like that. And the widget will be the level change widget. And from here, from the return value, we just have to add to viewport, so it actually adds it to the screen. Okay, now I will align this. Now we don't want to check this because we are starting the level. Okay, simple as that. Now what we want to do is we want to create a new actor. So blueprint class, actor, and let's call this change level actor. Okay, the name doesn't matter, but I just like to name everything so I can actually remember what they are. Let's open it. And here on the viewport, let's add a plane. And let's make sure that the lock is unlocked, and let's change the X scale to 2 and also the Y scale to 2. So it looks like this. Now on the location set, let's make it 0.1. So it's a little bit over the 0 mark. Okay. Now let's change the color to something else than white so we can actually see it. Let's get the MI solid blue. Now we have to select the plane and add a box collision. And let's call this level change collision. And now let's actually scale it to be a little bit bigger. So one here, and it's still too small. So when you have selected this, press, oh, I unselected it. Okay, when you have the level change collision selected, you want to press R on your keyboard so you can scale it. Now let's scale it to fit the plane. Let's press W to get back to this moving thing or like where we can move this. Now let's move it to correct position like this. Now it's pretty good. Now what we want to do is we want to scroll down from here when we have the level change collision selected, and on here on component begin overlap, let's click on that. It creates a new on component begin overlap event. Now we want to get from the other actor and we want to cast to third person character or whatever our character is called. And now from here we don't have to get anything from this. Now when we overlap the collision with our character, it will call this pin. So from here, what we want to do is actually we want to create the widget again, class change level change widget. And now we want to select the end because we are ending the level like that. And now from here, let's add to viewport. And now you want to know what is the animation time. So if you did exactly like I did, it will be 0.5 seconds on both of these. So let's go back to the change level actor. Now, so we want to get a delay of that same length, so 0.5 seconds in this case. If you have different time or length, use different duration. And after that, what we want to do, we want to right click and we want to open level by name like this. Let's connect it to here. Now what we want to do, we want to get from the level name and we want to promote it to a variable. And now we want to also make it instance editable and expose on spawn. Now we want to compile, save, and we can actually close this actor. So let's go to the third person map. And now let's actually create a new level. Let's select, for example, the basic. Yeah, let's save all. Now we have this new level here. Now what we want to do, you want to go here to the file and save current level. And you want to save it to the same folder as other levels. So third person maps, and here we have third person map, which is the old map. And let's call this, for example, map 2. So we can just remember it. Save. Now when we go to that maps folder, we have map 2 and third person map. Let's go back to the... Actually, sorry. Let's do all the things here first. So we are here on the map 2. So what we want to do, we want to go to the level blueprint also and delete everything else than the pick and play. And here we want to also create the widget, which will be the level change widget. And we don't want to check that because we are starting the level. And now at viewport, simple as that. So when this level opens, it will create this widget, and that widget has the code here, so it will play this start animation on event construct. Okay. Now here on the level map 2, we can actually already get the change level actor. We can get it to here. So let's get it to our level like this. Actually, I will move it a little bit there. Okay. Now here you can see the level name. If you cannot see this, you haven't checked these boxes here. Instance, edible, and expulsion spawn. This has to be checked. Okay. So from this level, we want to travel to the third person map. So you have to write that exactly here. So third person map. And you have to write the capital letters correctly and so on. Okay. So now we can save all and go back to the third person map. And we can do the same thing here. We already have the code on the level blueprint, like this. But what we have to do now is we have to get the change level actor also here. And actually I will align it better, like that. And now the level name that we want to travel will be the map 2. This one here. So now when we save all and we play, I will play a new editor window. I think that's better, at least in my opinion. So when I walk here, it will fade to black and it will start this next level with the black fade also. Now when I go to this, it will take me back to this level. So yeah, simple as that. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe for more. Yeah, hope you have a great day and see you on the next one.